I live in Canada as well, and Nahid just put it in the most accurate possible way. And you know how the entire Canadian real estate mafia works. They bring in individuals with who can buy up significant amount of assets here in Canada. In fact, that's what has caused the real estate crisis in the country. Now, when you talk about all the lowest of the low people from Iran, Saudi Arabia, China, or even Russia, and how they get in the country, so that's exactly how they do it. Now, Mr. Tarek, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like in 2014 and 2015, the conservative government in Canada, led by Stephen Harper, they did try to impose some very strong laws when it came to terrorism, and in the province of Quebec, they went pretty hard in trying to ban the hijab in from government services. But then, within a couple of years, what happened was the Liberals, led by Justin Trudeau, back then in 2014 and 15, and then in 2015, they of course won the majority government. They came in and they brought this narrative of multiculturalism, which I support because I am a brown ex-Muslim myself. But Justin Trudeau's twisted idea of multiculturalism is so skewed.
Been living in India though from 2017, and I can say that first of all, I'm very thankful for all of you guys to sit here and gather together and talk about a country which is going under too much as of now, and there are less people talking about them. Uh, the other thing I wanted to tell is that since we have come here basically out of Iran, every other year we had protest, be it for the price of petrol, be it for the anything regarding the human rights or people who are being betrayed, or the flight. I'm not sure if anyone is aware about the flight of 752, which got shot by Iranian government, which we had so many genius people in that flight who were leaving Iran, and of course immigrants. So this time, the way that Iranian are standing together, be it in Iran or outside Iran, it's very different from all the protests that's been happening during these years. People of Iran are under too much pressure. It's been 40 years that everything is bad. Everything is so, excuse my language, is so fucked up. You cannot be happy about economy, about your way of living, about education, about ease of life, and nothing. And I believe this death of Mahsa Amini was like that straw that broke camel's back. That the death of Mahsa Amini was the last thing that Iranian people could bear to see. A 20 years old girl who was court is killed very uh, crucially, and nobody is doing anything about it. And then they are going to tell that, oh, it was just a heart attack, which shouldn't have any medical history about that. After that, you can see how many more people uh, has been died in the street, and people are still out. We really don't know what is going to happen because there is no leader, there is no proper opposition, so we don't know what is going to happen. But this is the first time after 40 years, after Shah left Iran, that we can see people are getting united together. And Mahsa Amini's hashtag has been 80 million times repeated in the Twitter, and everyone, be it young or old people, all are together. And I have never seen Iran being united like this. They are accusing people for separation, wanting to separate Kurds, Turks, Lor, and other basically I don't know, identities of Iranians, that they are going to separate, but none of us are going to separate from any of part of Iran. If we are Kurd, we are going to stay Iranian Kurds. If we are Turk, we are going to stay Iranian Turks. So I'm just happy and sad for my people. More than 50 people has died during these days. I don't have any connection with my family in Iran. They don't have internet, but it's like bittersweet. I'm happy and sad because I have never seen Iran like this ever. I've never seen people, be it Muslim, be it the type of Muslim who are not following the religion that much. They are united together and they don't want this regime anymore. So it's not about Mahsa Amini anymore. She has become a symbol. She was a trigger for the people to come out and show that they are fed up and make it put an end for this regime because no one wants it. I guess that's all I had to say. I hope everyone pray for us and be our voice and share and tweet as much as you can because whatever is happening in Iran in the name of Islam, it's not Islam. And even if it's on the name of Islam, not everyone in Iran is Muslim, and not everyone wants to follow this. So I would request everyone here to be our voice and just share as much as you can. Thank you.
Sure. Could we go to Robin?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm not from Iran. I was there though after the overthrow throw of the Shah, and I saw what happened and took place. Before that, women had more freedoms than they did, and it was I left because I lost my freedoms as most women did, and I was expected to wear the hijab, or at that time everybody was wearing the chador, and women were covered everything. You couldn't wear lipstick, you couldn't have jobs. It was awful. And so my sympathies for women in that country, and if this is what it takes for them to be free people, then I support it. It's tough. It was tough when they overthrew the Shah. It's almost like deja vu. It was the young people in the street demonstrating against the Shah that they got their freedom. But then the we had Khomeini, and that was another thing. But it's I guess it's evolution, and it's coming around again. So I send out good thoughts to everybody with this fight. It is important. I lived it. I lost a lot through it, and my heart is always for the people that are going through the experience. So good thoughts for everybody, and follow your hearts. Thank you.
You're welcome, Robin. We will
Yes,
move to Atta now.
Hello,
I
everyone.
didn't hear you.
Can you
Yes,
hear me?
Yes,
yes,
Atta,
I
go ahead.
can.
Go ahead, Atta.
Um, guys, I'm gonna put everything I want to say in a nutshell. Uh, Thank you, first of all, for sending your prayers and being with us, being our voices. There's something I have been telling my foreign friends, and I would like to tell you as well. We need practical support. We need pragmatism here. And one thing you can do for us as foreigners who are listening to us is something very simple with regard to the internet, because the first thing the government does is to cut off the internet, to shut down the internet, and then to kill the people. This is what they did in November 2019, 3 years ago, and killed 1,500 people. And I'm repeating this, 1,500 people in 2 or 3 days after they cut off the internet. So, one simple thing you can do, which I have tweeted and I have posted on my Instagram, is to install this so called Snowflake add ons onto your browsers and just leave it on. It's very simple. It takes less than 1 minute. It has no costs. You can read about it. It's 100% safe. It's actually it's something like you're sharing your internet with the people inside Iran. You can read about it. It's part of the Tor project, TOR project, through which you share your internet with the people inside Iran. So if there is only like 10, there are only like 10 um, Starlink um, receivers in Iran. With the help of this Tor project, you can share your internet with the people inside Iran, which the government has deprived them from. I hope I have made my point. If you look in my tweets, in my last or the one before last tweet, I have explained in an Instagram video in 90 seconds, and it really takes less than 1 minute to add this extension or add-ons in Firefox browser and in Google Chrome browser. They have different names. It takes less than 1 minute to add this to your browser and leave it on overnight. Um, this is practical help to the people of Iran. If you give me time, there is one more thing you can do, that is pressuring your governments to pressure the Iranian government, to pressure the Iranian regime to kick out their diplomats from embassies that they have in your countries, to cut off their diplomatic relationships with them, to boycott them. That's another thing you can do. Another thing you can do practically is to call the UN offices in your cities, in your countries, and let them know. I don't know, the Red Cross organization. Tell them that the Iranian police, the this so-called morality police, and I don't know, the suppressive forces, are using ambulances to transport suppressive forces to the demonstration sites and to return the the people they have arrested, the protesters they have arrested, back to the detention centers and to the police stations, and torture them, and I don't know, kill them, I don't know, do whatever they can to them. So there are practical steps you can take. I've been here for like 1 hour. I heard some discussions, let me say arguments over philosophical concepts and stuff like that. That's good for the time of peace. This is a war, fellas. Thank you very
Sure.
much.
Sure.
I want to add a little bit to Ada's comments. Like here, so where I live here in Canada, I'm in touch with a bunch of other activists, and there is a thing. I don't want to give it out loud over here in social media, but we are going to arrange something in Ottawa where it is most likely to be going to be a protest and in solidarity and support for the Iranian people. I'm not sure if you're going to actively support the boycott part of it, because how we understand it is that the boycott is actually going, it might actually hurt the dissidents more than it might favor, but that's a whole other topic. But Ada, we are like at least in my circle, and being non-Iranian, we are going to support and in any possible way that we can. And thank you for that add-on you talked about. I'm definitely going to share it with my people over here. And you know, I am fantasizing a little bit here, Ada, but my fantasy is that the brave women and their male allies who are fighting in Iran right now. I just have this fantasy that this will help. I just hope you guys, yeah, overthrow the small eggplant syndrome mullahs that are ruling Iran. You take your country back, and then this will give the power to all of us who are in the West, and also those
Sure.
women in India and everywhere else, so that we go on a crusade to liberating every woman that has
Sure.
been oppressed by this
Okay.
ideology.